Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Hello and welcome back to Big Mouth, and you can keep in touch and continue this conversation and any other conversation I ignite over on my Twitter at Movies TV Mad, my Vero at Big Mouth 1, and the extension to this channel, give or take a few oddball videos, is Big Mouth. That's my Instagram. But welcome to Thursday's edition of the dceu Daily, and there's only two conversations that are worth having today. Ezra Miller will be back as the Flash the 1st of July 2022. That means next year we have Wonder Woman 1984, Birds of Prey, and the Emancipation of One, Harley Quinn. And then the following year in 2021, we will have the Suicide Squad and the Batman. And the following year, we're going to have Aquaman 2 and the Flash. And who knows what else is coming. And later on, after we stop talking about that, we are going to talk about a very, very important development within release, the Snyder Cut. Zack Snyder posted this, but he didn't post it while everyone was awake. In America, everyone was asleep. It was morning here in Europe. I saw it. Ping Pong Flicks, Chris Wong was doing, it was so big and he was so excited he did a live video. And I was watching that while I got tied up this morning, showering, shaving. So here it is, if you can see it. This is an official image of Henry Cavill in the black suit in the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Right. On his Vero post, he says, "My Superman," and we are going to discuss that in depthly. Look, it's a massive development. I don't know what it means, but we are going to try and guess what it means and why he posted it while all the bloggers and the whole of America was asleep. But first of all, big news broke last night here in Europe, that Ezra Miller would return as the Flash on the 1st of July in 2022. Now, we've known for some time that they've got a director, that Ezra Miller got his way. The whole thing was he didn't like the two, Goldstein and Daly before. He didn't like their comedy kind of thing. They were going to do a whole Back to the Future kind of Flash movie. Ezra was not happy. He wanted a darker one, and he wanted one that fleshes out the character a lot more. And rumour has it he wants to do a Flashpoint movie. I still think that's happening. Christina Hodson will be writing that. She's also got to write Batgirl yet. And we'll see what kind of writer she is with Birds of Prey as well. So really, really excited. I think they've got a great director, a great writer. And Ezra Miller's proved in Fantastic Beasts and multiple other performances, as well as the theatrical cut as Justice League, that he's a great Flash. Now, you may not like what they did with him, but his performance was very relatable and very likeable, especially when he goes to the prison and talks to his father. You can see that. It works. I am really, really happy about this. This is a concrete date. A lot of you saying, oh, it'll change again. No, it won't. Things don't change underwater Hamada. He sets a date. It happens. Now, you'll say, yeah, he delayed Wonder Woman for 12 months, but he didn't set that date for Wonder Woman. He had to delay Wonder Woman because he wanted to change a few things. He wasn't happy about elements of the movie. Basically, Walter Hamada is the kind of leader of a franchise, if you like, who doesn't want to say, oh, well, it's a bit dodgy, but we'll see what the audience and critics say. He wants to make sure he delivers the best at what he can do. He did the same with Aquaman. He kind of course-corrected that film a little bit. $1 billion. The Joker, over $1 billion. Shazam did 3 or 4 times its budget, and people loved Shazam. Kids and parents loved it. Whatever you think, and I think the DC the DC world of films is a place where you can have dark movies, you can have light movies, you can have films for children, you can have kind of films for adult geeks and nerds like us. Look, I'm very, very pumped by this news, and I can't wait till Ezra Miller starts talking about it, and the director, whose name escapes me, but he's one of the New Line Cinema mob. as is Christina Hodson. So yeah, this is really, really good news. So the DC world of movies goes from strength to strength under Walter Hamada. We do not know what kind of film it's going to be. I still think that Ray Fisher will cameo as Cyborg. That was Zack Snyder's original plan. I think Ezra Miller is on Team Snyder. He hasn't hashtag released the Snyder Cut because he doesn't have a platform to do it on. But he's very supportive. He loves Zack Snyder. There's no question about that. But he's another one looking after his career as well. I believe what we're seeing Flashpoint. Now, you're going to say, Mick, how can he do Flashpoint? And we've had this discussion before. And I'll tell you, this is a great place to start. We've met his Flash. Hopefully I'll be very angry by 2022 if we don't see Zack Snyder's version of the Justice League movie, right? But I think this is a good point to start. Because first of all, they can do something. They can develop the relationship between Barry's mother and a young Barry, and then all of a sudden, Reverse Flash does the whole thing, and then Barry does what he does, and then you get Flashpoint. It can serve as a good kind of origin Flash movie and a good, compelling, emotional Flash movie if done properly. Now, a lot of people again will say this is something you need to do like further down the road because you need to know Iris. Are we sticking with that Iris actor? I think Ezra Miller would have said, stick with who I've got good chemistry already. She looks great, so I'm happy with the original Iris. That's who we're going to see in the Snyder Cut when we eventually see it. Look, this is, as I say, exciting news. Look, as I said about Crisis on Infinite Earths, it doesn't matter what you think about that franchise. It's a great achievement, and it's great just to see all these DC superheroes together from different Earths. And it's the same with Ezra Miller as the Flash. We haven't seen the Snyder Cut. We've only seen him in, a bad version of a film. But as with Momoa and Affleck and Cavill, they went above and beyond their performances, kind of said, you know what? These are great actors. These are great versions of our superhero. They were just in a kind of Frankenstein's monster of a film. So that's right, July the 1st, 2022, for The Flash. It's definitely happening. I don't want to keep on reading people saying, it'll change, how many more times? I know this film was announced in 2014, but it really doesn't matter. They've got a leader now. He knows what he's doing. He's made them a lot of money. I'm happy with what Walter Hamada is doing with the DC world of films, and we shouldn't take out our frustrations with the Snyder Cut on him. It is not his fault. So, yes, The Flash is coming in just over two years' time. Obviously, Ezra Miller will be busy a lot of this year with Fantastic Beasts 3. I do expect them to start filming, not in 2021 like some people are saying. I'd say the fall of 2020. So brilliant news. I love Ezra Miller. Bring on the Flash movie. And as I say, I definitely believe it's Flashpoint. Yes, and Joaquin Phoenix is getting more and more critical acclaim buzz for the Joker. He's been nominated for a SAG award as well as the Joker being nominated for 4 Golden Globes. This is a massive achievement for this film. The box office is huge. The public loved it. I loved it. I told you this film would hit big when I saw the test screening. So, look, I don't know if this film's going to win any of these awards, but I don't see Endgame being nominated for any of these awards. Do you know what I mean? So just to be nominated is fantastic. And when I do my end-of-year review here on the DCEU Daily for all things DCEU mainly and other DC subjects as well, I will talk about the Joker because this is a film people tried to stop being successful, but they couldn't. It's a great film. It's a great director with a great actor. It was never going to fail. It's brilliant. It's amazing. It makes commentary about a thing and a subject matter that's close to my heart as well. It's very important if you talk about representation, Hollywood, that we represent everyone. Now, on that, I was very critical about Margot Robbie's Birds of Prey the other day, talking about the patriarchy, which is us. But you know what? I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking, if it is about a film about emancipation and women kind of getting away from men and being independent and maybe brutal men, maybe as men we can go and watch that and kind of think twice about our behaviour. Now, I don't see why this is an important subject, more important than other subjects, but you know, it's a girl gang movie, so I'm going to give this film a chance. It's just a shame that the target, as usual, is us guys. Right, now for the meat in the sandwich of today's DCEU Daily, and that's Zack Snyder dropping the biggest bomb of all time, and he's dropped a lot. He has posted on his Vero a black suit, Henry Cavill as Superman. This has not been messed around with. This is not fake. This is an official picture of him in the black suit. Now, Henry, a year or so ago, was teasing this on his Instagram as well, but I think he was told off and stopped talking about the Zack Snyder version of Justice League. That's why he's a bit tentative about supporting it. But this shocked everyone, what Zack did last night. I mean, he has posted some great pictures. He's given us some hidden information we never knew about his cut of the film. We know it's a completed cut. We know it's 4 hours long. But this is massive. Now, what does this actually mean? Does this mean that Warner Brothers have given him the thumbs up and they will eventually release the Snyder Cut some point next year on HBO Max, or give it a full theatrical release first, or a limited one? Is that why he's doing it? The other day he was holding his weights, doing a bit of weightlifting, saying the long road back, like he's back at Warner Brothers. Is that what he's trying to say? Is that what this picture means? But what's interesting, and I mean, it's shocking that he's posted this, because again, people said this was never filmed, but it obviously was filmed. He did it. Now, in this picture, he hasn't got the long mullet. He hasn't got the beard. So maybe there is scenes with him with a beard and a mullet, and this is afterwards. I don't know. Now, Zack's explained himself. He was talking to fans on this Vero post for quite a while. I've got a long list of things. I'm going to read out a few of them because they're very, very interesting. Now, some fans asked him, when did Clark or Superman or Cal, whatever you want to call him, go back to the blue costume? And he said this was a journey between Justice League 1, 2 and 3. So eventually maybe Justice League 3, he would have put the suit on again. You know, I'm angry. I'm happy and excited that Zack's posted this. It's shocking. I can't believe he's done this. I mean, this is an unprecedented development. But with what we got, and you think with what we could have got, and it's so sad. So not only I'm greedy, and a lot of us are, we want this Snyder Cut version of Justice League, and we want him to be allowed to do Justice League 2 and 3. Come on, let's do this. Let's get back to work. You know, it's obvious to me with Birds of Prey, they're kind of doing these films that are not really connected. For example, Birds of Prey is pretty much all in Harley's imagination. But what if it's even beyond that? I mean, maybe she never did escape from Waller at the end of Suicide Squad. Maybe she fantasized about the whole escape, and in the Suicide Squad, she's still being held captive by Amanda Waller. That's my theory anyway. So I think these self-contained films are doing right now. So if they bring Zack back, they can do those films, but Zack can have this interconnected DCEU universe. So that kind of excites me. But look, nobody expected. He's dropped a lot of bombs recently. I personally, people are saying, why did he do this? And I've just kind of covered that. Is it because he's been given the green light from WB? We're going to do this. And that this is like him giving us the thumbs up. I don't know. I think this was tactical. Now, you're saying, how did he have permission to drop this? Well, he's dropped a lot of pictures that he's obviously got the right to post. I don't know how it works. I don't know the law, but they haven't sued him yet, have they? So that's interesting. Now, other people are saying this is the first picture he's posted that is in colour and not in black and white. Then obviously the response to that is it's black. It has to be in colour or you can't see it's black. But you know what? He could have still had it in black and white, right? And he could have said, this is Henry Cavill as my Superman and in the black costume. He didn't have to post it in colour. But if he wants us to see him wearing the black suit, then he would do that. I think this is a response to the flash news that what we've already discussed, that there's going to be a movie July the 1st, 2022. I think he wanted to counter that response, block some trending for that, and get some trends for release the Snyder Cut. Zack's very, very smart and very, very clever. Now, I'm going to turn away from you and read some of these comments and see what was said here. Now, this is off my PS3, so it's a bit, but very basic here on Big Mouth, as you know. So let's have a look. You are going to break the internet. What's next? Green Lantern. Zack Snyder replies, "Don't tempt me." Bloody hell. He's really been... I hope this is in the film, boss. I heard you shot what you wanted along with things certain other people wanted as well. Interesting comment. Zack Snyder just doesn't reply. He likes it, I think. I hope this is... Hang on, where are we? If you ever see my film, this is the suit. Ooh. He's not backing down, is he? What is the journey Superman takes to get back to the blue suit? Ah, this is it. Does Superman have long hair and a beard, still clean shaven? I don't have the responses though. I love them both, but the blue one is where he must end up after Journey. Yeah, that's Zack Snyder replying. I love them both, but the blue one is where he must end up after a journey. Is this what he says? Let's put it this way. No, that's not it. It was all meant to have the black suit. That's from Zack Snyder, I think. If you ever see my film, this is the suit. Ooh. Mate, how many more of these bangers do you have just lying around? The movie's almost 4 fucking hours. Hours long. A lot. I think that's from Zack Snyder. I don't understand. I think that is a reply from Zack Snyder. So that's a great response. Yeah, here's the one. What is the journey Superman takes to get back to the blue suit? Zack replies, that was to come in the next 2 movies. Now, it's clear to me, it's very clear to me that Zack Snyder doesn't just want to release the Snyder Cut of Justice League. He wants to make his other 2 movies. He's fighting a bigger battle here. And this is amazing. Let's see what else was said, if we can find anything. Yeah, that's it. But basically, some very strong replies from Zack Snyder. He had a few replies, and I think it's like what Chris Wong was saying on Ping Pong Flicks. He drops his bomb, then he goes to sleep. So this is going to be very interesting later this afternoon when everyone in America wakes up and sees this. How are the bloggers going to respond? Are they going to still deny this? And apparently, John Campion is blocking anyone who hashtags release the Snyder Cut on his comments. This is unprecedented. These bloggers talk about being there for the fans, but when it comes to something they don't want to deal with, they block us. That's amazing. He hasn't blocked me yet, but he's literally blocking comments with hashtag release the Snyder Cut. Apparently, I don't know if that's true. I say we block him. I say we don't watch his videos. We don't entertain him, because people like that, for me, deserve to fail. But as I say, this is massive. You heard me read out what Zack was saying. He's really... So, as I say, to go back to the main punch of it all, I think he released this. It was no coincidence. After the Flash news, he decided to release this bomb as well. This is something that people have been aching for confirmation of for a very, very long time, and they've got it. Henry Cavill was in the black suit in Zack Snyder's version of Justice League. 4-hour movie, as Zack said. There's a lot to reveal. This film has to be released, and we have to keep on fighting. It's not done yet, not until Zack says so. I don't know if there's going to be more developments later on, but I thought this was a massive thing. To have the Flash movie confirmed, then in response, Zack Snyder does something nobody expected. I mean, every day we're waiting for him to post something, but you never know what he's going to post. But this was bigger than the tin that the reel was in for the actual Snyder Cut. To show Henry in the black suit and say, my Superman, is a massive statement. And there's another way, obviously, maybe Henry's been in touch with him and he's, given him his support. Maybe that's what he's trying to say. I don't know. But in the coming days, maybe in the next few hours, we will find out more. I hope so. So what do you think about last night's developments? Are you excited about a Flash movie being confirmed for 2022, July 1st? I certainly am. And how do you feel about this bomb that Zack dropped? Henry Cavill as Superman in the black suit. I'm very excited. It's a major development. And if anything else develops, I'll be back here on Big Mouth to let you know. More videos to come. I think we're almost there.